Okay, got your coffee poster up here, Pollen. And what is it with designers? Boy, we're all a bunch of coffee heads, I swear. I don't know a designer who isn't kind of a complete coffee junkie, so to speak. It's so funny. Um, and you know what? Perfect testimonial is um, the fact that there's probably a good four out of our total class, four people selected coffee. So, and plus I'm a complete coffee junkie. I mean, somebody said, I know in one of the discussions, somebody said I think it was, let's say by 10:15 in the morning, they showed the alarm on the coffee pot. And I'm thinking, God, by 10:15 in the morning, I'm on my second pot. so, so yeah, all right. So this is good. I mean, this is nothing wrong with this. It's perfectly good. But let's take a look and see the um, uh, instructions and the requirements. So you'll select an object as coffee, and that must be the dominant image. Okay, so your coffee cup, we get it. Okay, so that's the dominant image. You're talking about coffee. Poster must include an image of the object in use. Take a picture of somebody using it. Okay, I guess that would be considered using coffee. Then you have your poster must include results from the image. Results from drinking coffee. Happy girl. Got it. Then you have poster must include two components of your selected object. So that's where it gets kind of muddy. What are the two components of coffee? I mean, right now it kind of looks like you're saying that this is coffee, but this is ground coffee. So I'm not real sure if is that a component of coffee. I got some ideas. Let me run them by you. Okay, first of all, I think the piece itself is a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's a little bit boring. You've got this interesting masked out coffee cup with this lovely steam coming off. The steam is encroaching on your images, and it's actually obstructing the images up there. So I would highly recommend not doing that. You got four images spanned in what look like to be pretty equal partitions here, but then you got this weird just color block sitting on the end, and I can't quite figure that out. The main thing I want to mention is that your images are really blocky. They're just boxes placed on the top of the composition. So is that the most interesting way to go? I would think that you would agree with me that it's probably not the most interesting way to go. Where can we go from here? I've got some suggestions. Okay, I'm thinking this. I'm thinking, okay, so you got your main coffee, your designed product. Is coffee a designed product? It can be. We'll show that in a second. But I'm thinking on the right or left hand side of the composition, you show these giant coffee plants. I brought this up for you, and just for an idea, of maybe some kind of a plant you could use in your, you could use these images, and this is just a Google search. These aren't even professional images. This is just what I'm finding, but you got all sorts of kind of cool things that you can use. Like, for example, I could see that being used, maybe take a branch of a coffee plant, like this, and just place it right in here so that and big, so it's bleeding and running off three sides, but you can clearly see those beautiful red coffee beans before harvest. Okay, so that would be your coffee. Okay, then we could go to poster include an image of the object in use. Of course, you could do any one of those images of a hand holding coffee. That could be coffee in use. It's in a cup, something like that. Poster must include a result of your object. Looks like, it's showing a picture of a happy girl or yourself, happy person after drinking coffee. That's a great idea. I wonder if we could use a commercially found image of somebody drinking a cup of coffee with a big smile on their face, and just, how those coffee ads have the images of someone drinking coffee. They just look like they're in heaven, and I know I look like that. I know I look like that when I'm sipping my coffee. I got a big smile on my face, like, wow, this is the best thing ever. So, I'm thinking about that, and then your poster includes two components from the selected object. And I think this is where things like this could come in handy. You know what? Like, you could show, like, technically a component of coffee is the harvesting and the whole drying of the beans and that. And maybe you could show some shots of that. Or maybe how they add flavor to coffee. I don't know. I'm kind of reaching here, but I'm just thinking of the components of coffee. Do you see what I'm saying? So what could be the components of coffee? You could show the end result, the components of coffee as being of different parts of the plant, different parts of the harvesting process, different parts of the drying process, different parts of the curing process, different parts of the flavoring process. Do you see what I'm saying? And it would entail some visual research, some research and some visual research. But that's a cool shot with the beans in the hand. Did you see what I'm saying? So I think right now we just have this. In your composition, we have this. We have, coffee. Okay. Then we have these images across the top, which are just so bland and just so boxy that they're almost going to be missed. I could see somebody skipping right through these images and going straight to just this part of the composition. So I think one thing I think it's missing is the message. Okay, so we're talking about message making, and I think your message is diluted. The message is design in everyday life. So basically the poster, you look at the poster, you say, okay, this designer is looking at things that are designed in everyday life and how they impact that person's life. Well, we're not getting that. I think that's a really important headline or tagline or byline or whatever you want to call it. I think it's really, really important right there, because right now that message is being diluted because it's third in typographic hierarchy. This is first, coffee is my cup of tea. 1 cup of coffee is second, and then design in everyday life. I would definitely make that your main focal point typographically, design in everyday life. I don't even think I would use 1 cup of coffee or coffee is my cup of tea. I would just go design in everyday life. Give us a typographic composition in there. You know what? I mean, think about how coffee, here's an example of a typographic. I've been using this. I hope Erica doesn't mind. I never asked her if she minded, but I've been using her typographic composition to head the poster. And I think that's a really, really great idea to draw your viewers' attention into the poster itself. Okay, so again, in recap, I'm thinking about big coffee plants, this cup maybe down here, and then your other components not presented in such a boxy format, but let the components breathe with the page and live with the page. That might entail some creative cropping. It might entail some creative masking. But you know what? You're a good designer. I've got the utmost confidence. So I'm not worried about it, Paula. You're good. You'll figure it out. But I hope my comments make sense. I really do. It's important to me that they do. So let me know. All right. But those would be my recommendations moving forward. And let me know if you have any questions or if I can clarify anything. All right. Great job, Paula. Thank you very much.